A lot of you guys that want to go to the racetrack for the first time have asked me whether it's better to use your current car that you use as a daily driver, or if it's better to get a second car that you use primarily for the racetrack. So as somebody that's done both, I think I can answer this pretty well. Now the overall answer to this is that it depends. I'm going to go over the differences between the two and give you my recommendations based off of your situation. So let's make a little chart on the benefits of each. For somebody that wants to use one car for everything, for daily and for the track, you have a lower initial cost because you don't have to buy a second car. You don't need as much garage space or land space to park a second car. You'll have lower insurance. You get to drive one fun car all the time that you also race, so like you know this car very well. You don't have to get out of your race car and go into a Prius like I do. And you also get the bragging rights when you pass somebody on the racetrack that you pass them in a daily driver. So yeah, these are the main reasons that you may want to consider using your daily for the track. Now for the bigger list of reasons why you probably want to get a secondary car just for the track, we're going to start with lower cost over time. For example, you try to put good tires on your car for racing, then you have to drive 15,000 miles with them on the street throughout the year, and you're going to wear through them a lot quicker. That's a really high tire cost. And then if you pump a lot of power into your car, your miles per gallon is going to go down a lot. Trust me, it ends up being a lot cheaper to have a secondary car. That's why I got a daily for my G37. Reason number 2, you can push the car as hard as you want on the racetrack, and you don't have to worry about driving it to work the next day in case anything happens. So racing just becomes a little bit less stressful. You also don't have to worry so much if your track car isn't as nice of a perfect mint condition like paint job or whatever. You don't have to worry about kicking up rocks onto it. Especially if your daily driver is a nice kind of luxury car. And then if you end up trailering your car, it's even less stressful because you don't have to worry about driving home. Reason number 3, if you have any kind of extensive modifications you want to make to the car, you can leave it on jack stands for 3 weeks now. You don't have to worry about having to take it to work the next day. I personally love this that I can now take my time to do whatever I need to on my race car. Reason number 4, you can now do a lot of things to the car that you would not want to do to a daily driver, like having a super loud exhaust. Well, maybe some of you do, super stiff suspension, really uncomfortable seats, all things that are probably going to make your car a lot faster, but you wouldn't want to ride in every single day. This was the second biggest reason why I wanted to get the daily driver car. I was just getting too far into my G37 build, and it was really annoying to drive it every day. So yeah, with all that said, whether or not you should get a secondary car just for the track really depends on your situation. If you're really not sure if you're going to enjoy racing or not, or if it's something that you're going to want to do for the long run, or how often you're going to do it, yeah, maybe just take your daily car to the track once or twice. You're not going to destroy it unless you push it way beyond how far you should be pushing it. At the very minimum, all you need to do is get some kind of semi-metallic brake pads that are also good for the street, and then .4 brake fluid, maybe any kind of cooling mods that your car might require. And now situation number 2, you know you love racing, you've been wanting to do it for a long time, you finally have the money to start doing it. I highly recommend you getting a second car, or getting a daily for the car that you already have and turn your current car into a race car. So I used to be in situation 1. This was my only car. I didn't know how often I could race because I was still in college and didn't have a ton of money. But then when I graduated and started working full-time and running into more money, I was sim racing a lot more, and I really knew that I wanted to get into actual racing a lot more, so I decided it was time to get a daily driver, and I don't regret it at all. I actually save a lot more money by having one. And now the G37 is so much faster than it was before. But that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions.